competencies, talents, expectations towards the job, towards his life, towards the colleagues. Employees have certain attitudes. They bring in some context, relations to other social networks, and they have certain age, gender, and look. Yeah? So there are multiple facets around one single applicant. Yeah. And now the task of a company is, once you have more than one applicant, if you have, let's say, 3 or 10 or 20, you must look at the candidate and find out, okay, what of all these elements are relevant for us, and how can we tell the personality, the knowledge, the motivation, the competence, all this stuff of different applicants, to then make a decision about who is the most suitable candidate. I mean, that's complicated, right? So you try really to understand people. You try to draw a picture of people. That's challenging. So what do we do in recruiting? To understand all these different things, we look at certain, let's say, sources, right? You can flip back and forth. So if you want to understand something about the knowledge, look at the education. Okay, you want to have certain knowledge in technical fields, okay. You look at what did the candidate study, maybe. You want to learn something about the personality, simply look at the appearance of the person in the interview. Right? You want to learn something about the competencies of a person, look at the CV. What did this person do in the past? You want to understand something around the talents of a person? We're going to talk about this topic in more detail later. You want to understand the talent of a person, his or her potential? You look at how this person developed in the past, formal development. You want to understand about the age, the gender? Well, look at the picture. Now the question, of course, is that relevant? Can you look at the age? Can you look at the gender? Is that allowed? At least in Germany? Can you say, I don't take this applicant because he is too old? Can you say, I don't want this candidate because he's a man? No?
You don't say it, but many people do it.
They do it, but they don't say it. Oh, that's worse.
Yeah.
No, the rule is very simple. These criteria must be relevant to the job, right? So, can you ask somebody about his religion? No, you can't. But if you have to fill the position of a pope, you must be Catholic, right? No doubt about it. Yeah, you want to have a model, yeah? Female, you have to have a female, right? Sorry. You know, for some jobs, you must be female. Yeah, from some jobs, you must be male. For some jobs, you must be young. Yeah? But it must be relevant to the job, okay? I mean, this is a big chapter that relates very much to law. I don't want to cover this in more detail, okay? So, again, we want to understand about these different dimensions, so we use different sources. Yeah? We do interview, we look at the education, the CV, we look at the motivation letter to understand what is the reason why a candidate applied on this job at our company. So, now let's start. Here are two candidates. Candidate number 1. He's an engineer. He's intelligent. He's a team player. He's confident, result-oriented, ambitious, and creative. Okay? Great. This is candidate number 2. She's an engineer. She's intelligent. She's a team player, confident, result-oriented, ambitious, creative. Whom should we take? Don't say something wrong now.
I think it depends on what company you are and what do you need the people for? If you need somebody very creative, young, and you don't have so many young people in that position, in that team, so you need young ideas, then I would take the boy.
Okay.
But if I need somebody who already has a lot of experience, I will take her.
Yeah. Okay. So the difference between the two is the age. Yeah. So you can tell from the age, the gender. That's one point, the age and the gender, but that should not be relevant.
Well, you said it depends.
It depends, right?
If I need somebody with a lot of experience for this job, it's relevant, so I can take a look at it.
Okay. Okay. But don't you think that the different attributes, they feel somehow different when I look at this person versus at this person? I mean, both are ambitious. She is ambitious, he is ambitious, but it feels different. Ambitious of a young guy is something different than the being ambitious as a more something wrong, mature, nice-looking lady. She's an engineer. He's an engineer. I'm sorry. Yeah, intelligent. I'm more intelligent, maybe. The point is that when human beings try to make a judgment about other human beings, we try always, unconsciously, to create a holistic picture. It's the person as a whole. We don't look at isolated attributes. Yeah, we make a complete picture. So it's something that relates to, in psychology we name it Gestalt psychology. It's that we always create a holistic picture. So the point is, when human beings make judgments about other human beings, we can't be very rational by nature. Yeah. We are not built, when we can say so, we are not built to be really rational, really objective when we make a judgment about other people, right? So let's have a look at some biases. And this is really important. When a human being makes a judgment about another human being, some typical biases occur, biases that lead maybe to wrong judgments. One is first impression. The first impression is a very important effect. I mean, in earlier days, let's think about it's a couple of thousand years ago, when a person walked through the wood or through the countryside, and it was only countryside, you walk there, and there were not so many people on this world as today. You suddenly meet somebody. The first thing you had to figure out is that person an enemy or not? Yeah. So you really have to make a judgment in very few seconds. And you do this all the time. Whenever you meet somebody in the elevator, you make a judgment. Yeah? Every moment I look into your eyes, I make a judgment. Sorry. The first time I came into this room, you made a judgment about me. Yeah? In very few seconds. And now I fight for hours against this first impression. Yeah? You think I'm a nice guy? No, I'm not. First impression. That's so powerful, but can lead really to wrong implications, right? But also recency effect. Yeah? This is the last thing I've experienced about a person that stays in my mind. The last sentence somebody said, the last observation, yeah, that stays in my mind. Yeah, projection. Projection, what is that? I mean, you have a manager who really takes care about the outfit. Yeah, a manager who does so